everyone, it's Pastor Dustin. We wanted to give you guys an update from day one out here on the beach up in Alaska, in Kenai, Alaska for the Salmon River Frenzy. We've got people right now and throughout the day they've been serving hot dogs. The fishermen and their families have been coming up. Our kids have been doing kids ministry, sharing some Bible stories with some of the kids. Some people up here on the beaches have gotten to pray with different people, just talk to people as they're walking on the beach, helping people park as they come up. So today's really just kind of been about kind of laying the foundation and sowing the seeds. And tomorrow and Sunday, we're really hoping to have more conversations and get to pray with people and ultimately have some gospel conversations with them. So.
In John 21:15 through 17, when they had finished eating, Jesus said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of John, do you truly love me more than these?" "Yes, Lord," he said, "you know that I love you." Jesus said, "Feed my lambs." Again Jesus said, "Simon, son of John, do you truly love me?" He answered, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." Jesus said, "Take care of my sheep." The third time he said to him, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Peter was hurt. Jesus asked him for the third time, "Do you love me?" He said, "Lord, you know of all things. You know that I love you." Jesus said, "Feed my sheep."
Now this is a forgiveness that Jesus gave to us because God gave him up and Jesus took the sacrifice. He didn't try to go away from it. He didn't try to run or hide. He took it and he died so that we could live. Now that forgiveness is not just open to a very select few. Jesus doesn't just say, "Hey, only you can get this, only you can get this." He comes to all of us and he says, "I forgive you."
In the church, I found a piano that I could play, so it was just kind of me and the piano, and then I just started playing some worship music. And through that, a few of our team members started coming into the sanctuary and just started worshiping with me. Really incredible moment in itself. Then the director for the Alaska missions came in and asked if I would lead worship for the entire week. I really found that amusing for a couple reasons. Is that I was actually kind of looking forward to a break of not having to play music or sing at all for the week. But one of the things that I also understood is that God calls us to offer up what we have, our talents, and I just felt like that was one of the things I should do. Is I think my favorite moments in specifically the worship was in those corporate worship times. All the singers could step away from the microphone and hear everyone singing. And then one of my also favorite moments that I enjoyed was watching team members offer their position of worship so that other people could fill in. For example, when we started worshiping, Jonah, the first 2 nights, was able to jump on the drums and play. And Jonah was able to just, without hesitation, step away so that Javon could step in. And so Javon played the drums for one of the nights. And then there was a guy from another church that wanted the opportunity to play the drums. And so Javon was able to step aside and offer that position to another drummer. So it wasn't as if anyone was chasing after a position, but really made it what that theme of this entire week was it's not about you. And they made it about Christ and allowing others to give their gifts and offer their gifts And that was one of my favorite things to see from the church.
When I got to help out with the kids, and there was like 3 kids that really stuck to me, then 2 more stuck to me again, and I like got to just hang out with the little kids all the time. And they're all like, most of them didn't even say my name, they were just like, "Hey guy," and I was like, "Hey, how are you doing?" Got to give them all hugs and stuff. And it was like cool because I got to be a positive influence in a place where positivity may not run around much.
Hey New Life Church, it's Pastor Dustin. I'm here at the airport in Anchorage. You can see the people going behind me, going to their flights and coming from their flights. We've been here since about 7 p.m. Alaska time. Our flight leaves at 12:45 a.m., so we've had a long time here. It's been a long week. We're tired and exhausted. Some of the people are actually sleeping right now, but I want to tell you just a little bit about some of the powerful things that we've seen God do in us and through us. Another really powerful thing that we saw happen were 2 of our students on the chapel service on the beach on Sunday delivered a really powerful gospel salvation message. They spoke with more confidence and authority than I think I've ever heard them speak with, so that was a really incredible thing to see. And again, we had students praying for other people. A lot of us had really great heartfelt conversations and were able to pray with some of the people there on the beach. And what I'm most excited about is what comes next. You know, the adventure we talked about with our group does not stop when we get on the plane to come back to Ohio, but this is really, we believe the adventure is just beginning. From what we saw here and just some of the things that we saw God doing in the hearts and stirring the hearts of our students, from some things that, words of knowledge and prophecy that people really come up to me to speak about the youth group in these last couple months about what God has shown them and spoke to them that He's getting ready to do in our youth group. So we're excited to see what comes out of this trip. We believe that God's using this just to propel us into the fullness of what He has for us, and we're excited for you to see that.
What are you doing?
Thanks for walking right in front of the video, guys.